The University of Louisville Sustainability Council is thrilled to present our 2021 Josh Smith Memorial Sustainability Award to Shauntrice Martin. Woo! Woo! For her inspiring work for food justice. This award, which includes a $250 cash prize funded by donors, is granted each year to a community member who has given back to UofL's sustainability initiatives in honor of our alumnus, Josh Smith, who died unexpectedly in June of 2015. Shauntrice is an abolitionist in Kentucky. She is the director and founder of #Feed the West, a food justice program sponsored by Black Lives Matter Louisville and Change Today, Change Tomorrow. After studying food apartheid in Belize, Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the U.S., she started Black Market Kentucky to address food insecurity in Louisville's West End. Shauntrice has earned numerous other awards, including Louisville's 40 Under 40, the Coalition for Black Excellence Impact Award, and Silicon Valley Business Journal Woman of Influence. Her contributions to UofL sustainability efforts are myriad. Here are a few. Shauntrice has been inspiring us since she was a student here back in the mid-2000s in Pan-African Studies and Communication, where she somehow found time to serve as president of the Association of Black Students and the Louisville Debate Society, while being historian for the Society of Porter Scholars and a C.O.N.E.C.T peer mentor to help support and build community among her fellow black students. Then in 2019, Shauntrice came back to UofL to serve as a development officer. Over the last couple of years, she has offered our students, staff, and faculty the opportunity to put in dozens of hours of community service through the Feed the West initiative. We've been inspired to address fresh food insecurity in our Cardinal Cupboard food pantry in our Garden Commons by her Bok Choy Project for Root Cause Research Center, demonstrating the ubiquity of food apartheid in Louisville, documenting the inferiority of produce sections in Kroger stores in black and brown neighborhoods. She inspired us all last November by speaking at our Sustainability Roundtable about her food justice work, which reached even more of the Cardinal family when it was highlighted in the Homegrown cover article in the December 2020 UofL magazine. This past June, she knocked our socks off as one of the panelists for Becoming Anti-Racist, a university-wide conversation. We are so pleased to honor the 2021 recipient of the Josh Smith Award, Shauntrice Martin.
Okay, I'm gonna show this off real quick for social media. Can you shout out the artist one more time?
It's Fantasy Art Glass Louisville.
Fantasy Art Glass Louisville. Yep. Dope. This is probably the prettiest award I've gotten, and they spelled my name right.
Jeremy Ferry is the artist.
Jeremy Ferry. I'm not gonna talk real long. First, I realized how old I am because half these buildings weren't here when I went to school here. So I'm gonna walk y'all through a real quick timeline of yesterday. 8 o'clock in the morning, dropped my son off. Around 12 o'clock, I was like, oh, I haven't eaten. Then around 3 o'clock, I was like, oh, I haven't eaten. Then around 5, I was like, why does my head hurt? Oh, it's because I haven't eaten. Went through the rest of my day, got off work, got my son, things going well. We start getting ready for bed, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. I get a call from an elder in the West End whose power had been out since 1:30 p.m. For those of you who don't know, in the West End, only about 50% of the households have reliable access to transportation. We had women stuck on the 3rd floor of an apartment building where there was no elevator. No one could get them downstairs. People have CPAP machines that weren't plugged in because of the electricity being out. Our mayor knew this, and I know this is a little political, but our mayor knew this and knows about the continued injustice in the West End and did not act. So while me and my 8-year-old got up in the middle of the night to go get people food and flashlights and fans that work without electricity, the mayor was I guess partying at home or sleep. I don't know what he was doing, but I know what he wasn't doing. We had council people getting out of bed. We had individuals. We were walking up and down the street seeing whose lights are on, whose lights are off. As of today, we went back to give our seniors food thanks to Dare to Care, thanks to Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey, and honestly, thanks to the Sustainability Council, we had people who we could go to get them food immediately. And as we sat down to eat with them today, we realized that some of them have had mold for years that they've reported. Some of them have had pest issues for years that they've reported, and they have documentation. So in addition to being very grateful for this opportunity, for this award, I think I can honor his memory best by continuing to fight for these folks. So we will be making sure that Winterwood, Inc. is held responsible for these inhuman conditions. Because if you didn't know it was the United States, you would think it was a third world country without an infrastructure if you're in the West End. We're going to continue to hold Mayor Greg Fisher accountable for the fact that we have atrocities in terms of climate justice issues, in terms of environmental racism, in a place where in the West End, we live 10 years shorter than people in the East End. This is absolutely ridiculous. Some people who volunteered for Feed the West last year, like I'm blessed, and I've met like hundreds of people, don't remember half of y'all because you had on masks, but they were born and raised in Louisville and had never been to the West End. Never, not even by accident. And so I'm grateful that we have people now who realize the issues. When Brian talked about the Bok Choy project, it shows the disparities. We literally had no organic section in the Kroger's and West End locations. And people thought I was making it up and bullying Kroger. I don't know how you bully a billion-dollar corporation, so I feel like that's a badge of honor. But I want to say to y'all today, as much as I love getting this award, the people who are suffering through this and haven't given up also need an award. And I'm happy that the Sustainability Council is actually getting out and doing work. They're not just saying things, not just theorizing and doing reports. The reason why all those things that you listed, working with y'all, the reason why I continue to work with the Sustainability Council here is because they are about that action. They'll do research, you know, they'll go webinars and all that. But the reason when I look over here to my friend, I know that if he's there, work is going to get done. And so I encourage all of you who are students to join. I encourage you who are not students, who used to be maybe 20 years ago when the buildings were different here, to get involved. And it's not just money. Money's great, but we need people who are not afraid to come to the West End. We need people who can give up some of their privilege like myself, right? We need people who are willing to act because people are literally dying. There's a chance that I won't be able to have kids again, not because I don't want to have kids, but because I live in a place where we have toxic output. Every day almost, it smells like rotten eggs in my neighborhood. And I bought a house down the street from where I was born, and I might not be able to have any more kids because of it. My son is at higher risk for asthma. Our kids are at higher risk for being arrested, for all the negative health indicators. So I'm begging y'all, if you haven't already, go to the West End with someone who's from there and work directly with us. I promise you it's not scary. The only place I've ever been attacked was this campus. Never been attacked in the West End. That's my home. I love it. And if you support food justice, if you support climate justice, you need to be in the West End. I know when I came here, they were telling kids, don't go to the West End, it's scary if you're not from here. It's not. The scariest thing is knowing that people are being ignored right now. As soon as I leave here, I'm about to go give some flashlights, check on the mold, take more pictures, do interviews, because they are not being listened to. So again, Winterwood, Inc. properties, although they'll say they checked on people, I was literally there at midnight with my kid when the lights came back on. They have no generator, which is a code violation. They, again, mold on the walls. They have leaks. They turned off the water today without notice. Right? So those sort of things are the norm. So for those of us who don't have to worry about if the lights are getting cut off, I implore you, please, if nothing else, even if you think I'm just rambling and I'm crazy and like, why am I on the mic so long? If nothing else, like reach out. Shauntrice Martin on Facebook. If y'all seen my if y'all seen my social media, you know I'm a little wild, but I promise I'm nice. Or not nice, maybe kind. So yeah, again, I want to thank the Sustainability Council. It has been so dear to my heart because of a group of people being real and actually following through with what they say, even if they don't get clout, even if they don't get likes and things for it. They're doing it because they care, because they're real. So yeah, I'm gonna end on a good note. I actually ate today before 4 o'clock, which is like, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I ate before 4 o'clock. So yay, not having high blood pressure. Thank you all again. Shauntrice Martin, go on Facebook. You can DM me, whatever. I will reach back out eventually. Even though I have 300 requests, I will reach back out. Thank y'all so much, and I appreciate y'all immensely.